I'm Miss Horsfall and I am the Key Stage 1 teacher here at Hopton Primary School.
Hello, I'm Miss Barrett and I am the trainee teacher here at Hopton.
So today we're going to talk to you about phonics.
So the children have a daily phonics lesson in school. The children work through the 6 phases of phonics from reception to the end of Key Stage 1.
However, phonics is not a standalone lesson. It is embedded into absolutely everything the children do, and it's imperative to their journey in learning how to read and write. So the main thing that baffles parents about phonics is the terminology. So let's break it down. A phoneme. A phoneme is a sound. A grapheme are the letters that are used to represent a sound. Segmenting and blending. So segmenting is sounding out a word, and blending is when you put those sounds together to make one word. A digraph is 2 letters to make a sound. A trigraph is 3 letters to make a sound. And a split digraph are 2 letters that make a sound with a letter in between. For example, in came, the A and the E are the split digraph because the E is needed to make the letter A the sound A and not A.
So this is what we would learn in phase 1. This is phase 2. Phase 3. And phase 4. So this phase consolidates all the children, all that they've learned in the previous phases. So blending and segmenting longer words with adjacent consonants. This is phase 5. And this is phase 6. So you would expect or hope that the children would be on phase 6 by the end of year 2.
So sound buttons. Sound buttons are a really good way of visually showing a child how a word is made. So if you look at the word cat here, the sound buttons are the dots and dashes and loops underneath the words that we encourage the children to use when they're writing and when they're sounding words out. So if we look at cat, the C, the A and the T each have a dot underneath them because they are a phoneme in their own right. K, A, T. Now, if you look at Queen, you can see that the sound buttons, we've introduced some dashes. That's because they are digraphs, so they make one sound altogether. So you join them up with a line. So that would be qu, e, n. So we can have a dot, we can have a dash, and we can also have a little loop, which shows that here, in this case, that the A and the E are together in a split digraph. Some schools might teach them to have the loop over the top. Some teach them underneath. Here at Hopton, we do underneath, but the principle is still the same. It is super, super important that children use their phonics fingers and sound buttons in all of their writing, and also when you're hearing them to read.
So segmenting is breaking down words for spellings. So cat is broken down to k, a, t.
Once you've segmented your word, you would then blend it back together. So you would use your phonemes to build the word up and blend it together. So as Miss Barrett said, you would have k, a, t, cat. You've segmented it out and then blended it back together. Not only does the segmenting really help with reading a word and breaking it down, it also really, really helps children to spell words. So a phonics lesson would happen every day in school. They normally last about 20 minutes. And a typical phonics lesson would start with a revisit or review where you'd recap all of the sounds that you'd learned so far. You would then teach them their new phoneme and the grapheme that represents it. You would then put that into practice by sharing words with them that use that phoneme, or asking them to come up with words that they think might use that phoneme. And then at the end of the lesson, they have a chance to apply it by reading or writing caption or writing sentences that use the new sound that they have learnt that day.
So there are lots of really useful phonics resources online. You can access these online and have a go at home. So this is one that we use in our phonics lesson, and it's www.phonicsplay.co.uk.
And lastly, at the end of year 1, the children do a phonics screening test. It is a test of 40 words. Some are alien words and some are real words. The children use their phonics to read the words, and it's a way of the government gathering data on how schools are doing across the country. And you will hear how your child got on in the phonics screening test in your end of year report. And if they didn't quite make the pass mark, which was normally about 32 out of 40, but that is subject to change, then they can resit it again at the end of year 2. Thanks very much for listening today.
If you have any questions about phonics, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you.
Bye.